The Magma Bomber is the final build in the Magma Sorceries builds trilogy. This build is as simple as it gets. You create your own magma pool, then dive bomb into it. You are guaranteed to have more fun if you bring a friend along. Now let's see what to do to get the most out of this build. 53 Vigor will give us a great amount of HP to tank hits. 16 Mind will get us to 100 FP, which is enough to cast the spell or use the skill 5 times per mana flask. 30 Endurance in combination with the Earthly Favor plus 2 Talisman will allow us to mid-roll, and will give us a great amount of stamina to attack. At level 100, 50 Strength and 21 Fate will allow us to get the maximum AR out of our weapon. 19 Intelligence is the minimum needed to use the spell. If you think you don't need it, transfer the 5 points we use into Fate for more fire damage. We have no need for Dexterity and Arcane for this build. The Magma Worm's Scale Sword is the main weapon for this build. Having a B scaling in both Strength and Fate means we have good damage to deal with physical resistant opponents like Radagon or fire resistant opponents like the Fire Giant. Its skill, Magma Guillotine, is amazing not only because it deals a lot of damage, but due to its movement, the crouching then jumping, we can avoid horizontal attacks and stomps if we time it perfectly. The Gelmir Glintstone Staff is here only to cast the spell. It has 194 sorcery scaling when fully buffed. We use the Omensmirk Helm for 2 bonus points into strength. The rest of the set consists of the Fire Prelate armor and Drake Knight's gauntlets and graves. The whole set gives us enough poise, 53, to withstand a light attack without getting staggered. Fire Scorpion Charm will improve the fire damage of our weapon by 12%. The 10% extra damage taken will be countered by the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman, which reduces the physical damage we take by 20%. Earthly Favor plus 2 will raise our maximum HP, stamina and equip load, allowing us to mid-roll at this level. And the Shard of Alexander will boost the weapon skill by 15%. The only spell we use is Magma Shot. In this build, I only use it when it's unsafe to go melee. If you want to see its true power alongside the rest of the Magma Sorceries, I recommend checking the Volcano Mage build. I'll link it in the description. At this level, the Spirit Ash for this build is the Man Serpent. He is quite tanky and will hold the aggro if you need to heal. His damage sucks, however. In the Flask of Wondrous Physique, we are using the Flame tier for 20% bonus fire damage, and the other tier is the Fate Knot tier, for 10 extra points into Fate. Both tiers greatly improve our fire damage for 3 minutes. The Oil Pot is very useful because it improves the next fire attack by 50%. You can use it before the weapon skill for huge damage. Boiled Crab reduces the upcoming physical damage by 20% for a minute. I advise using it against opponents with huge physical damage like the Fire Giant, Godskin Duo, Malikat, Godfrey and Radagon. Against everyone else, use Exalted Flesh. It will improve your physical damage by 20% for 30 seconds. For more funny moments, you can upgrade your Spirit Ash to the Mimic tier, but you need to add some points into these stats because the bonuses from the Great Runes do not apply to the Mimic tier. The remaining 36 points can be spread between Strength and Fate for bigger weapon damage. On top of that, you can also use Flame Grant Me Strength and Golden Vow for even more damage and defense, removing the need for Boiled Crab and Exalted Flesh. This was the Magma Bomber. I hope you liked the build. Check out the previous ones if you haven't already, subscribe and like the video if you want to see more, and stay tuned for the upcoming Aberrant Sorceries build.